Greetings! Mantaray79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game. And now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be making one for is a premium formats. Kagero's Dragonic Overlord the Cross, with cards available up until DZ-BT05. Alrighty, let's get started. And now for the Grade 0 lineup. For the Grade 0s in this deck we are playing 1. Grade 0 Lizard Soldier Conroe. The Grade 0 Lizard Soldier Conroe starting unit. Skills: first skill, auto. Forerunner: when another Kagero unit rides this unit, you may call this card to the rearguard circle. Second skill, action as a rearguard. Cost: counter +1 and retire this unit. If the cost is paid, search your deck for up to 1 Grade 1 or less Kagero, reveal it to your opponent, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. And with that, we've covered the deck's Grade 0 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 1 lineup. And now for the Grade 1 lineup. For the Grade 1s in this deck we are playing 2. Grade 1 Heatshot Dragon. 4. Grade 1 Dragritter Halb. 4. Grade 1 Lizard General Conroe. 3. Grade 1 Calamity Tower Wyvern. And 2. Grade 1 Blitz Order Unyielding Flamesword. The Grade 1 Heatshot Dragon. Skills: first skill, auto. As a Vanguard, when placed, cost: discard a card from hand. If the cost is paid, draw a card. Second skill, auto as a rearguard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted a Grade 3 unit, and that unit restands. Stand this unit. The Grade 1 Dragritter Halb. Skills: first skill, continuous. When this card be discarded from hand for the cost of the ability of your Vanguard of Overlord's card name, it be regarded as discarding 2 cards. Second skill, auto. When this card is discarded from hand for the cost of the ability of your Vanguard of Overlord's card name, you may call this card to the back row rearguard circle. If you call a card, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. The Grade 1 Lizard General Conroe. Skills: first skill, auto. Cost: choose a Grade 3 card from your hand and reveal it. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle from hand, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 Grade 3 card of Overlord in this card name. Reveal it to your opponent, put into hand and shuffle deck. Choose a card from hand, discard it. Second skill, action as a rearguard. Cost: retire this unit. If the cost is paid, choose one of your Vanguards with Overlord in its card name. Until end of turn, it gets auto as a Vanguard. When this unit attacks, countercharge 2. The Grade 1 Calamity Tower Wyvern. Skill: action as a rearguard. Cost: soul +1 and retire this unit. If the cost is paid, choose one of your Vanguards. It gets plus 15,000 power until end of turn. The Grade 1 Blitz Order Unyielding Flamesword. Skill: order. Choose one of your units being attacked and perform all of the following. First effect: if your damage zone is 4 more cards, this unit gets plus 10,000 power until end of turn battle. Second effect: if your hand has 4 or less cards, that unit gets plus 10,000 power until end of battle. Third effect: if your opponent's G zone is a face-up card, that unit gets plus 15,000 power until end of battle. With that, we've covered the deck's Grade 1 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 2 lineup. And now for the Grade 2 lineup. For the Grade 2s in this deck we are playing 4. Grade 2 Ignorant Dragon. 4. Grade 2 Torque Cannon Dragon. And 3. Grade 2 Stealth Fiend Shishidir. The Grade 2 Ignorant Dragon. Skills: first skill, auto as a Vanguard or rearguard. When placed, look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Dragonic Overlord to cross from among them. Put into hand and shuffle deck. Second skill, auto as a rearguard. When your Vanguard attacks, if your hand has 4 or less cards, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. The Grade 2, Turret Cannon Dragon. Skill, action as a Vanguard or Rearguard, once per turn. Cost, counterblast 1 and put a normal unit from your drop zone to the bottom of the deck. If the cost and pay, choose one of your opponent's Grade 2 or less Rearguards to retire it. If your hand has 4 or less cards, draw a card. The Grade 2, Stealth Fiend Shishidir. Skill, continuous as a Rearguard or Guardian. If your opponent's G zone has a card, this unit gets plus 5,000 power and plus 5,000 shield. If your opponent's G zone is a face-up card, this unit gets plus 10,000 power and plus 10,000 shield instead of plus 5,000 power and shield. Active on opponent's turn 2. With that, we've covered the deck's Grade 2 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 3 lineup. And now for the Grade 3 lineup. For the Grade 3s in this deck we are playing, 2. Grade 3, Dragonic Overlord the Cross, G. 2. Grade 3, Dragonic Overlord the Cross, V. And 4. Grade 3, Dragonic Overlord the End. The Grade 3, Dragonic Overlord the Cross. Skills, first skill, action as a Vanguard, Legion, 22,000 power. Dragonic Overlord the End. If your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, you may return up to 4 cards from your drop zone to the deck once and search your deck for the specified card and Legion. Second skill, auto as a Vanguard. When this unit legions, search your deck for up to 1 card, the same card name as a unit on your Vanguard circle. Reveal it to your opponent, put it into hand and shuffle deck. Third skill, auto as a Vanguard. Cost, counterblast 1 and choose a card named Dragonic Overlord the Cross from your hand and discard it. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked. If the attack did not hit during the battle, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 2 of your opponent's rear guards and retire them. The Grade 3, Dragonic Overlord the Cross, V. Skills, first skill, action as a Vanguard, once per turn. Cost, Soul Blast 1. If the cost and paid, search your deck for up to 1 card with Overlord as card name that is different from this unit's. Put into your soul, shuffle deck. This unit gets all of that card's names and abilities until end of turn. Second skill, continuous as a Vanguard. When your card effect would count the number of cards in your hand, it is regarded as 0. Third skill, continuous as a Vanguard. If your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, this unit's drive cannot become 0 or less. The Grade 3, Dragonic Overlord the End. Skill, auto as a Vanguard. At the end of the battle, it attacked. Activate one of the effects below, but you cannot affect the same effect in the same turn twice. First effect, if your hand has 4 or less cards, cost, counterblast 1 and soul blast 1. If the cost and paid, stand this unit, and it gets drive -1 till end of turn. Second effect, if your soul has a card of Overlord's card name, cost, discard 3 cards from hand. If the cost and paid, stand this unit, and it gets plus 10,000 power and -1 drive until end of turn. With that, we've covered the deck's Grade 3 lineup. Next, let's get on to the trigger lineup. And now for the trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck we are playing, 1. Grade 0, Dragon DD King Resurgence Dragvita, Overtrigger. 3. Grade 0, Dragon Dancer Tikla, Critical Trigger. 4. Grade 0, Dragon Dancer Paloma, Critical Trigger. 4. Grade 0, Wyvern Guard Barri, Draw Trigger. 2. Grade 0, Dragon Dancer Tara, Heal Trigger. And 2. Grade 3, Dragon Dancer Nastasha, Heal Trigger. The Grade 0, Dragon DD King Resurgence Dragvita, Overtrigger. Skill, trigger, additional effect. Choose one of your Vanguards and it can restand it. The Grade 0, Dragon Dancer Tikla. Skill, auto as a rear guard. Generation Break 1. When your Vanguard attacks, cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost and pay, draw a card, and one of your Vanguards gets plus 10,000 power until end of battle. The Grade 0, Dragon Dancer Paloma. Skill, continuous from the hand. While paying the cost for stride, this card may be discarded as a Grade 3. The Grade 0, Wyvern Guard Barri, Draw Trigger. Sentinel, Perfect Guard. Skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 1 up to 4 cards of continuous Sentinel deck. Second skill, Auto as a Guardian. When placed, cost, discard a card from hand. If the cost and pay, and one of your units cannot be hit until end of battle. The Grade 0, Dragon Dancer Tara, Heal Trigger. Skill, Auto. When this card is discarded from hand for the cost of calling a G Guardian, cost, bind this card and bind another heal trigger from drop. If the cost and paid, countercharge 1 or soul charge 1. The Grade 3, Dragon Dancer Nastasia, Heal Trigger. Skills, first skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle from hand, if you do not ride a Grade 3 or greater unit this fight, perform one of the following. First effect, choose one of your vanguards and it gets plus 10,000 power until end of turn. Second effect, choose one of your opponent's units and it gets -2 critical until end of battle. Then second skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle from hand, if your damage zone has no cards, put the top card of your deck into the damage zone. And with that, we've covered the deck's trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck we are playing: 1. Over Trigger, Drag Vita. 7. Critical triggers. 4. Draw triggers. And 4. Heal triggers. And now for the G Zone. For the cards in this G Zone, we start with the G units. For the G units in this deck we are playing: 1. Grade 4, Harmonix Messiah. 4. Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Dragonic Overlord the Purge. 4. Grade 4, Flare Arms, Ziegenberg. 2. Grade 4, Flare General, Dumbshit Valor. And 1. Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Zanbus Dragon. The Grade 4, Harmonix Messiah. Skills, first skill, continuous. You may only have 1 Harmonix Messiah G unit in a G deck. Second skill, stride, step, cost. Choose 1 or more cards from your hand, with the sum of their grades being 3 or higher, and discard them. If the cost and paid, strike this card into your Vanguard from face down. Third skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, choose any number of locked cards. Unlock them. Choose the same number of cards from your hand as the number of cards unlocked by this effect, and discard them. Fourth skill, as a Vanguard or from the G Zone. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle or at the beginning of your turn, if this card is face up, if your damage zone has 2 or less cards and no new card was put into your damage zone during your opponent's preceding turn, cost, put the top card of deck into damage zone. If the cost and paid, draw a card. Fifth skill, Auto from the G Zone. When your Grade 1 unit is placed by riding from Grade 0, if you went second, cost, reveal this card. If the cost and paid, put a Guardian Shield ticket into your hand. The Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Dragonic Overlord the Purge. Skills, first skill, stride, step, cost. Choose 1 or more cards from your hand, the sum of their grades being Grade 3 or greater, and discard them. If the cost and paid, strike this card onto your Vanguard from face down. Second skill, actions, the Vanguard once per turn. Cost, choose a face down card from your G Zone and turn it face up. Choose a card of Overlord its card name from your hand and put it into Soul. If the cost and paid, if the number of cards in your opponent's damage zone is 4 or less, choose 1 of your opponent's vanguards and deal 1 damage. During the damage check, all trigger effects are nullified. Third skill, continuous as a Vanguard, Generation Break 3. This unit has the same number of drive checks as the number of cards in your opponent's damage zone. The Grade 4, Flare Arms, Ziegenberg. Skills, first skill, stride, step, cost. Choose 1 or more cards from your hand, with some of their grades being Grade 3 or higher, and discard them. If the cost and paid, strike this card as your Vanguard from face down. Second skill, Auto, as a Vanguard, Blaze. Third skill, action as a Vanguard, once per turn, cost Soul Blast 1. And choose a face down card from your G Zone and turn it face up. If the cost and paid, choose 1 of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. Fourth skill, Auto, as a Vanguard, once per turn, Generation Break 3. Cost, Counter Blast 1 and choose the same number of cards from your opponent's rear guard from your hand and discard them. If the cost and paid, at the end of battle, this unit attacks. If this unit is blazing, you may pay the cost. If you do, stand this unit, and it gets drive -2. The Grade 4, Flare General, Dumbshit Valor. Skills, first skill, stride, step, cost. Choose 1 or more of cards from your hand, with the sum of their grades being Grade 3 or higher, and discard them. If the cost and paid, strike this card onto your Vanguard from face down. Second skill, Auto, as a Vanguard, Blaze. Third skill, Auto, as a Vanguard when placed. Cost, Counterblast 1 and turn a card from your G Zone face up. If the cost is paid, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. And this unit gets plus 15,000 power at the end of turn for each sentinel in your drop zone. Fourth skill, auto as a Vanguard once per turn. When your opponent's sentinel or G Guardian is placed, you may stand this blazing unit and it gets drive -1 till end of turn. The Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Zanbus Dragon. Skills, first skill, stride, step, cost. Choose one or more cards from your hand with some of their grades being grade 3 or greater and discard them. If the cost is paid, stride this card onto your Vanguard circle from face down. Second skill, actions, Vanguard once per turn. Cost, turn a card from your G zone face up. If the cost is paid, retire all of your opponent's rear guards. And all of your grade 3 or greater units gets plus 10,000 power until end of turn. With that, we covered the deck's G units. Next, let's get on to the G Guardians. And now for the G Guardians. For the G Guardians of this deck, we are playing 1. Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, defeat Flare Dragon. 2. Grade 4, Flamewing Steel Beast, Denial Griffin. And 1. Grade 4, Divine Dragon Knight, Absalam. The Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, defeat Flare Dragon. Skills, first skill, G Guardian. Opponent's turn, guard step. Cost, choose a card with heal trigger from your hand and discard it. Call this card onto your Guardian Circle from face down. Second skill, auto. When placed on Guardian Circle, during the battle, your Vanguard with Overlord in its card name is attacked by your opponent's Vanguard. Cost, counterblast 1 and choose 2 grade 3 or greater Flame Dragons from your drop zone. Put them to the bottom of your deck in any order. If the cost is paid, retire all of your opponent's rear guards in the back row. The Grade 4, Flamewing Steel Beast, Denial Griffin. Skills, first skill, G Guardian. Opponent's turn, guard step. Cost, choose a heal trigger from your hand and discard it. If the cost is paid, call this card to your Guardian Circle from face down. Second skill, auto as a Guardian. When placed, cost, counterblast 1. If the cost is paid, choose one of your opponent's attacking rear guards and retire it. The Grade 4, Divine Dragon Knight, Absalam. Skills, first skill, G Guardian. Usable when both fighters' Vanguards are grade 3 or greater, and the number of face-up G Guardians in your G zone is 3 or less. Opponent's turn, guard step. Cost, choose a heal trigger from your hand and discard it. If the cost is paid, call this card to the Guardian Circle from face down. Second skill, auto. Cost, counterblast 1. If the cost is paid, when this unit is placed on the Guardian Circle during battle phase, that your Vanguard was attacked by your opponent's Vanguard. If you do, this unit gets plus 10,000 shield until the end of battle for each of your opponent's open rear guard circles. And at that, we've covered the deck's G Guardian lineup. And of that's just all the time we have for today. First I want to say is thank you to the viewers watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. And I also hope you all show support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my videos and channel. And of that I say goodbye and